Hi, welcome to Classic Car Co. So, it's Wednesday morning. I'm just now taking off this reverse megaphone exhaust system. So, I've put this line here to show that that's directly underneath, and this is where the sender will go. So I'll just twist it off now, and I'll pull this off. Hopefully it'll come off at that end, and I can leave it on the ramp. Hopefully. Seems to be coming off on the front. Well, good. So, good. So I'll see if we can get this middle pipe off. I don't know if this will show up. Is that one? Yeah. So. Shit. Maybe. Okay. I can take that front section off. Okay. Woo. So, okay, I've drilled a hole in it now. You can see there's the nipple on it, which I'm going to weld. And you can see that that's flat the way it should be. And that's more than 10 degrees. But they say over 10 degrees, but not vertical, because then the heat from the glow plug can damage it. Not that there's room on a Mini to do that, but this is the perfect angle to go across one side with this reverse megaphone system that I've got. So what I'll do now is I'll go down and MIG this in, and then leave it for an hour or so, just check it, and then we'll put it back together. Hopefully it'll all be good. I've put that bit of paper in there because I don't want any molten metal from the sparks from the MIG to go down into the thread and damage the thread, which can happen. It'd be better if I had a bolt I could put in there, but unfortunately I don't have one that size. So we'll see what it's like after I've welded it. Okay. So that's it in and tightened up. You see it's all welded in place. So I'll just make a bigger hole here and put it through there. I'll have to put that connector through. Well, that should do the job, hopefully. And I'll get the front off this afternoon and see how we get on. So, there's some good news and some bad news with the track Mini, so I'll show you what we're up to. Put the main power on. You see here, and you can see the gauge there. It says HERE, that's heating up, so I won't leave it on too long. You shouldn't leave it for more than sort of 30 seconds or so before you start the engine, because it's bad for the preheat. But that's in. We now have this rev limiter wired in. Where exactly I put that, I'm not sure. I'm thinking maybe there. Might not be a bad spot for it. Yeah, it might be easy to do it. Yeah, so I've stuck it, put it on there. That should be good enough. Hopefully that won't come. It's easier to do the go up and down on it. If there's a problem, I'll make a bracket for it, but I think that'll be alright. So yeah, I'll just put it on again. Only the power, and this is, yeah, and there's the oil pressure gauge and the heat and the. So what is the downside? What's the bad news? Well, that's the good news. The bad news is the engine has to come out. You can see the bonnet's off. The engine's got to come out because there's a leak on the housing, on the where the pinion is, where the differential is. And Max, if nothing is stand by his word, I'll take it up and I'll show you where the problem is. Okay, you can see there's just a bit of a drip there, but you can see where it's coming from. There, I thought it was that back seal and I ordered two. It's actually coming from this across here. Hang on, let me take this light this way. It's a bit hard holding it. So you can see this is leaking here. Now the problem with that is the engine's got to come out. So I'm going to trailer it over to Max on Saturday. That's day after tomorrow, and he's going to take the engine out, redo it, make sure the leak's right. Because the problem is, it's leaking like that now with just hydrostatic head of pressure of oil, and obviously when that heats up, that's going to expand, it's going to get worse, and the oil viscosity will be thinner, so it'll come out even more. So he's going to fix it and sort it, but he has to check the preloading on the bearings for each side. But he's going to take the engine out and fix it, and hopefully I can get it after 3 or 4 days. We've got 2 weeks left before the race, so it will be finished. So there we are. So on that sad note, or whatever, I mean, he will fix it and he'll get it right. But we can't go on the circuit like that. If we were to lose, if that was to lose all that oil, we'll just destroy all the money we put into that engine. So at long last we got a running. There was a lot of connections that were loose. I took the distributor out, retimed it up. I'll only run it for a split second because I've got to get the cam covers back on, or the oil will splash everywhere. But just to give you an idea, just a second. There we go. So and put it all back together now. Yeah, otherwise you get a lot of oil in these valleys and it starts dripping everywhere. So I'll get those. Oh shit, look, I just said that. Oh, should take me an advice. That's how much it's thrown off the camshafts. Anyway, things I do for you guys, just the proof. Oh, it does actually run. Anyway, so I'll give it a good clean up tomorrow, get everything back together, and go from there. So that's a roundup for Thursday. So what I'll do now is I'll clean all this gaskets off, get the cam covers back on, radiator back in, get everything sorted out. The only thing I need to do now with this is I don't have the choke system on it, which I have to get because it had an automatic choke system on it, and I've bought myself a choke cable so I can do it manually. I much prefer it that way, but I need to buy the cams and the parts that go onto the HD8 carburetors, and at the moment what I've done is I've just set them up so they're very high idle, but I want to get these cam covers all back together, and I'll show you it on Sunday and finish up. So, like I said, Max has said no problem, we'll take it. He's going to take the engine out himself because obviously we put it back in again. He's going to take the engine out himself. He'll look at the crown wheel and pinion because obviously there's a special preset bearing torque on that, and he said there's two types. One has a gasket in it, and the other type doesn't. It's a face-to-face mating, but they do use instant gasket on it. And obviously, what I should have said as well in the video is that not only is it going to be bad for the engine, obviously as the oil gets very, very hot, which it will very quickly, the viscosity goes down and it'll find leaks even easier. And apart from that, dropping oil on the circuit, which is not good for anybody. You could end up somebody coming over your oil, over the oil that you've dropped and cause an accident. So we don't want that happening either. Anyway, so I'll get this together on Sunday and hopefully you'll see it all running. I won't put the bonnet back on because I want to now repair the bonnet, get rid of these stupid louvers that are in it. And what that means is we're going to have to hammer and dolly everything down and then weld it back up and possibly even lead load it. But it needs to be spot on the money. So it's not a 5-minute job. It's going to take quite some period of time. And Amir is back in around about 10 or 12 days, I believe, just before we go to Red Bull. Anyway, and as usual, stay safe, keep the faith, enjoy your hobby, and yeah, be good to each other. Take care.